What's up everyone, we're Lance and Lauren with the Living in Sacramento team, and today we have a fun one.
If you're looking for a great small town with a strong sense of community and traditions that run deep, then stick around. In today's video, I'm going to give you the overview of the awesome little town of Loomis where I grew up. Make sure you stick around until the very end and I'll share my insights on what it was like growing up in this awesome small town.
Let's check it out.
All right, so let's start off with an overview of where Loomis is located. Loomis borders Rockland, Penryn, and Granite Bay, and is located about 30 minutes northeast of Sacramento along Interstate 80, with the main exit to Loomis being Horseshoe Bar Road. Now, Loomis is a very small town, and it has that small town feel, which is why I absolutely loved growing up here. Loomis's population is currently right under 7,000 people. So one thing that I absolutely love about Loomis is the small town community vibe. Now we'll get into what makes Loomis special when I talk about community events and the things that this town really rallies behind and comes together for. Now, even though Loomis is super small, it's not short on its amenities. This place has amazing restaurants located up and down Taylor Road, as well as a ton of locally owned coffee shops that are absolutely amazing. So some of the amazing places that you can grab food here, the first one's gonna be High Hand Cafe, located a little bit further down Taylor Road. This is an amazing place to come grab brunch. They've got pizzas, they've got sandwiches, they've got amazing cocktails. This is a great place to come grab brunch. But if you want to check out this place, you definitely want to set a reservation, because on the weekends, this place gets crazy packed and crowded. It's always good and it's always something worth checking out. Now, another amazing place to grab food here is going to be LDB Gastropub and Smokehouse. This awesome smokehouse and brewery is located right by the train station in Loomis, and it offers such a unique, genuine vibe. You can get great smoked foods here, you can enjoy amazing cocktails, and you can grab a beer that's locally brewed right here in Loomis, California. Loomis also has Red's Bistro. This is an amazing upscale eatery where you can find American cuisine. They've got steaks, they've got seafood, you've got pasta, you've got burgers. Now this is a little bit more on the pricier side, but definitely a cool place to come and spend a date night. Leave the kiddos at home with grandma and grandpa and take your husband and wife out and come enjoy some amazing food here. Now, one of the newer restaurants that opened up a few years ago that's right on the main drag of Taylor as well is gonna be a place that I'm probably gonna murder the name on. It's Il Piazzolo, and it's located on Taylor Road. It offers amazing wood-fired pizzas as well as awesome salads that are fresh and all locally grown, and they also make homemade gelato on site. Another awesome place. Now, I can't talk to you about Loomis and foods and restaurants here without talking about Taylor's. Now, Taylor's is a staple in Loomis. This place may look like a little rundown shack, but it is amazing. You can get great burgers here. They also are known for their shake. In fact, they have over 100 different flavors of shakes that you can choose from. This place kind of has that old drive-in, small town vibe. It's a great place to come. A lot of people come and hang out here after football games or after different community events, and it's literally like you're stepping back in time, going to one of those old burger joints where you can sit outside and enjoy an awesome burger and hanging out with friends. Now, on top of amazing food, Loomis also has a ton of locally owned coffee shops. Actually, it's kind of crazy because I think you could stand in one spot and probably throw a rock and hit most of them. But some of our favorites are going to be Brew, which right before we did this video, we just ran in there and got a cup of coffee. It's amazing. This coffee shop is run by a local ministry. All of their proceeds go to a nonprofit that help homeless in the community. You also have Smithville & Co., where you can hang out on the little patio. You can get a great cup of coffee there as well. Loomis also has your regular standard Starbucks with a drive-through, so if you're quick on your way out of town and you need to, you're headed to work or something, you can grab a Starbucks in the drive-through as well. Another amazing place is the Mug & Co., formerly known as the Ugly Mug. But this place serves amazing coffee, great cinnamon rolls, a great place to come grab breakfast on the weekends. Definitely a place you have to check out. So even though Loomis is super small, you have amazing restaurants, local owned eateries that you're definitely gonna wanna check out. And really the main reason that all of these restaurants have stayed in business for so long is because this community is so involved in really helping small businesses here thrive. Now, moving on to shopping. Loomis does have its own grocery store, Rayleigh's, which is located right off of Interstate 80 at the Horseshoe Bar Road exit. So you don't have to drive out of town to accomplish your grocery shopping. You do have that right in town, which is super handy. However, if you need to go to the mall or you want to get some retail shopping in, you will have to leave Loomis for that. It's only about a 10-minute drive up to Roseville to the main Galleria, where you can accomplish all of your back to school shopping, all of your clothing shopping, Christmas shopping, everything is going to be there. So it's only a short drive out of town to get those things that you need done for your retail shopping. All right, moving on to education. So Loomis is known for its high quality and high standard of schools. Loomis has a ton of great schools here. I personally went to these schools and can speak from experience. They were great schools, they offered an amazing education. So starting out, let's talk about the elementary schools. Loomis actually has 5 elementary schools. So first we'll kind of start more towards in town. You've got Loomis Grammar Elementary School, home of the Falcons, which is actually where I went to school as a kid. This school was the original school in Loomis. They've done a ton of renovations. It is well kept. It has been updated a lot. It's a great school. It's rated a 7 out of 10 right now on greatschools.org. Now, still inside the main part of town, you also have H. Clark Powers. This school opened, I want to say when I was like in junior high, but this school is located just a few blocks further down King Road. And this school is also highly rated. This school rates a 9 out of 10 on greatschools.org. Keep in mind, really quick, all of Loomis's elementary schools are K through 8, so you will not have to send your kid to a junior high or a middle school. They will attend these elementary schools up through 8th grade before they transition to Del Oro High School. Moving on to the next elementary school, moving a little bit more into the country, is going to be Franklin Elementary School. I actually went here as well. When I attended these schools, Loomis Grammar used to only be a K through 6, so I had to transfer to Franklin for 7th and 8th. But now all of the schools offer K through 8. But anyways, Franklin is located a little bit further into the country part of Loomis. So if you're sending your kid to Franklin, you'll most likely be either busing them or driving them. There aren't sidewalks that gets you safely to this school, so just keep that in mind. But this is a highly rated school as well, currently rated a 7 out of 10. On the same property as Franklin, you also have Loomis Basin Charter School. This is a charter school that you have to apply to get into. This school is currently rated a 5 out of 10 on greatschools.org. And then moving further out into the country, you've got Placer Elementary School, which is the last elementary school for Loomis. Now this school is going to service more of the rural community that's further down towards the end of King Road and along Auburn Folsom Road. This school currently rates a 7 out of 10 on greatschools.org. All right, moving on to Del Oro High School. Now, Del Oro High School offers amazing sports programs and great academics. Currently, Del Oro is rated a 7 out of 10 overall on greatschools.org. However, they're rated a 10 out of 10 when it comes to test scores. Now, this school has been around for a very long time, and it's part of the reason why Loomis has traditions that run deep. Now, let's talk a little bit about what makes Del Oro completely different than any of the local high schools. Like I said, I personally attended Del Oro, so I am speaking from experience when I talk about the amazing events that this school puts on that the community rallies behind. The first thing that I want to talk about is going to be the annual Del Oro Band Spectacular. This is an amazing event that the Del Oro High School Band puts on. They invite bands from all over the Northern California region that come and compete. It's a nighttime show. It's amazing. They've got lights. They've got different food vendors. They sell tickets to this event, and the entire community comes out to watch this show. It's such a fun time. You'll see neighbors. You'll meet new people from the community. You'll see every local business owner there. It's a great time to come out and really enjoy what this high school has to offer when it comes to their band program. Now, the next thing about Del Oro that I think is different from other high schools in the area is going to be Friday Night Lights. Now, if you've ever seen the television show Friday Night Lights or the movie Friday Night Lights, I'm not kidding you when I tell you that living in Loomis is like you're living in one of those TV shows or that movie. Now, the entire community comes out for Friday Night Lights. We went to a Granite Bay Del Oro homecoming game the other year, and we were sitting around people that didn't even have kids that attended Granite Bay or Del Oro, but they were out enjoying the show, talking about memories from when they went to high school. The stands and crowd was packed. It's literally something that everyone in the town comes out to support this football team, whether they have a winning season or not. It's really something cool to experience and witness how everybody rallies behind this program. Now, lastly, Del Oro is different than every other high school when it comes to homecoming. Now, I honestly thought going to Del Oro, I thought this is how every high school did it until I had my own kids who are in high school now and realized, oh, other schools don't do this. So when I talk about Del Oro Homecoming Week being completely different than any other area, this homecoming week is something that the entire town gets involved in. People will donate food to the work nights. It's not just a handful of kids that show up to these work nights that work on the floats and decorating their hallways and decorating the field and the stadium. It's literally a ton of kids that show up to participate in these events, and they really, really get involved. During homecoming week, you've got work nights, you've got the big game leading up to Friday, but the big thing that everyone in this town comes out for is the homecoming parade. Now the homecoming parade takes place down Taylor Road. They literally shut down Taylor Road from about Horseshoe Bar Road all the way up to the entrance to the high school around 12 o'clock on Friday. You've got the different floats that the kids have decorated all week that are class themed. Then you've got the homecoming royalty that will come by on their convertibles or sometimes in their Jeeps, depending on what kind of cars they have. Even the Del Oro welding shop will weld together some kind of crazy car depending on the theme that they have. I remember when I was in high school, one year the seniors had the theme of Batman, and they literally made a Batmobile that drove down Taylor Road. It was pretty cool. But during this parade, it's not just high schoolers that come out, it's the entire town. You will see all of the sides of Taylor Road being filled with different members from the community, all decked out in their black and gold gear. Some people will go crazy and paint their faces, and really this town comes out to support this event. Honestly, when I attended Del Oro, I thought this was what all schools did for homecoming, until I had a kid at Granite Bay and realized, oh, most kids don't get involved in that stuff. It's just something that Loomis does. It's super, super special. It's an amazing thing that these kiddos and this town really rallies behind and really creates that memory for these high schoolers. That's something that other areas don't do in this area. All right, moving on to community events. So even though Loomis is a super small town, this town really puts it on for community events. You've got different fall festivals. Loomis Grammar Elementary School puts on a fall festival every year where they have tons of games and pumpkin decorating contests, and they have a whole fall carnival that they do that's really fun that the town comes out for. You've also got the annual eggplant festival that happens, which is kind of silly because I didn't even know that there was that much to celebrate when it comes to eggplants, but Loomis really does it big. You've got an eggplant festival where they literally make eggplant any way that you can possibly think of. They make eggplant drinks. It sounds gross, but they always turn out delicious. And for that event, they also shut down the entire street of Taylor, and they have tons of different food vendors. The event lasts about all day on Saturday, and the whole town comes out for this. You'll see, if you went to Del Oro, most likely you'll see people from your high school past, or if you're just involved in the community, you'll see tons of different business owners out there, as well as neighbors, where you can get to know everybody. At Taylor's, they do a thing called Taylor's Cruisin', where they will have a ton of different historic cars that come in. They do a car show here, which is really cute because if you've ever seen Taylor's, it kind of has that old 50s feel where you'll see a ton of the old cars that'll be out there. You can come, you can check them out, you can enjoy a shake, walk around, talk to the owners of the cars, get to learn a little bit more about them. It's a super fun event as well. Also, during the holidays in front of the train station, they do an annual tree lighting that's super fun. And they'll have carolers out there, they'll have different food vendors, different events, different things going on that are holiday themed, and you can stand out and you can watch them light the tree. It's a fun tradition that Loomis really rallies behind as well.
Now in Loomis, you can find a lot of different type of housing. You can find some tract housing that was built between the 60s and the 80s, kind of in the main part of town along King Road down towards Taylor. But the cool thing about Loomis is that a lot of these homes are gonna be unique, and they're gonna have their own little type of custom charm and feel to them. The nice thing about Loomis is that you're gonna have a little bit more space out here as it relates to your property and the lot size, and not every home is going to be cookie cutter like what you see in a lot of the newer developments that have newer construction homes. Now for the most part, the starting price for Loomis homes is going to be somewhere right around $810,000. There is a home for sale that's listed at $670,000, but after that home, pretty much everything else starts in the low 800s, and they can go anywhere north of that $6.5 million range. Now the unique thing about Loomis is that you can find properties from anywhere from like a quarter of an acre all the way up to 13 acres. Now there will be some new construction homes that will be under that $1 million price mark, but pretty much everything between $1 million and $6.5 million will either be a mix of ranch rural properties that'll have some land, you know, have a little bit of acreage, or they're gonna be high-end luxury properties that are gonna be inside some gated communities.
All right, so now that we've told you all about Loomis, I told you that I would give you my specific insights on what it was like growing up here. Now, one thing I can tell you is that Loomis has that small town feel. You kind of feel like you're living in a bubble. Everybody knows everybody, everybody's super friendly, everybody's super nice and kind. You've got neighbors that'll always be there for you. This town really rallies behind its different schools and different events. So if you're looking to move to a town where you can be involved and it has that small town vibe and feel, just like those television shows that I told you about, like Friday Night Lights, Loomis is the place to be. There's no other place like it in the greater Sacramento area. I honestly thought that growing up in a small town, this is what all towns felt like, until I grew up and I lived elsewhere and I met other people who didn't grow up how I grew up. And I can tell you that you literally have the most sense of community living in Loomis. People genuinely care about each other. I have so many different fun memories from my childhood, whether it be going to the Eggplant Festival, going to the different local restaurants, or celebrating homecoming week at Del Oro. It was truly a memorable experience, something that no other towns really do. So I can tell you that if you're looking for that small town vibe, look no further. Loomis is definitely gonna be where you wanna be.
So if you're curious about Loomis, or maybe that city just wasn't for you, go ahead, that phone number should be popping back up. We are the ones that answer every phone call, email, and text message. And we absolutely love when you guys reach out to us, specifically because we want to make sure that you guys are moving to the right area. So sometimes these areas, like a town like Loomis, can fit a lot of people's wheelhouses, and sometimes it won't. And so that's where that Zoom call comes in, or just reach out to us via phone call, email, or text message. That way we can get an understanding of what your lifestyle is like, maybe where you're having to work, and how far that commute's gonna be, and see if Loomis is really gonna make more sense for you, or if there's another city in the greater Sacramento metro that may make more sense for you guys.